Audi have been on an absolute roll this year, coming up with new models left, right and center. But before you think, wait a minute, quantity over quality, let me stop you right there, because in fact it is quite the opposite. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of all our future uploads. This is the all-new Audi Q6 e-tron, and this is the first car to come out from their factories with their all-new PPE or Premium Platform Electric, which will serve as the platform for all of their future electric vehicles going forward. Now in Singapore, the Q6 e-tron is available in 4 variants. There is rear-wheel drive version and the quattro version, and for each of those there is a base spec as well as the higher spec Edition 1 variant. Now this particular car, this is the highest spec Q6 you can get in Singapore at the moment. This is the Quattro Edition 1, which means I get all of the goodies. And what goodies are those? Well, first up on the exterior, you can see the S-Line body kit. Now this makes it look much more aggressive and a lot sportier than the base spec version, and I prefer this look much more. Now, like we saw on the new A5, the Q6 e-tron also comes standard with Audi's new Matrix LED headlights, and these are also configurable. You can choose from one of 8 different digital light signatures from inside the car, and then your DRLs will change according to the design you pick, which I think is a very nice touch. Now, up at the front, you can also see Audi's new 2D logo. That is their new CI for all of their cars going forward. As well as under the bonnet, you do have a small frunk because, of course, this is electric and there is no engine in the front. Now, along the side, you can see some more of that Edition 1 goodness, because you have here the S-Line badge dictating that this is the S-Line body kit. And then you also have the larger 20-inch rims, up from 19 inches in the non-Edition 1 variants. Now, the other thing I want to point out is this paint color. This paint color is fantastic. It might look like it's just grey, and unfortunately it is a bit gloomy today, so you can't get the full effect of it. But in the light, this thing shimmers and sparkles. There's like a really nice metallic flake in it that just reflects all of the light really well, especially under direct sunlight. You can also see on the side here, on the B-pillar, the new CI from Audi with the model name printed on the B-pillar. So this is something that mirrors what we saw in the new A5 as well. And then on this car, you can see the black cladding on the bottom of this car with the e-tron logo that I think makes this have a much sleeker side profile than it actually really does. Now, as we come to the back of the Q6 e-tron, the first thing I want to point out are these rear lights, because these aren't just your run-of-the-mill LED taillights. These are OLED taillights, and these are also configurable along with the front Matrix LED headlights with the same 8 different digital light signatures. And of course, when you lock and unlock the car, they come up with a fancy light show, which is always nice to see. And then we come, of course, to the boot. It is, of course, as you might expect, fully electric, whirring open automatically to reveal 526 litres of boot space. But here's the thing, because the Q6 e-tron Quattro version is running on air suspension, the Q6 e-tron rear-wheel drive just uses normal springs. What I can do is I can press this button here to squat the rear of the car down, if you can see it, to make it easier to load stuff in and out of the boot. In this case, the stuff is me. So 526 litres of boot space, plenty for one Aiden to sit inside. So here we are in the back seats of the Q6 e-tron, and let me tell you, this is a pretty nice place to be. First off, the materials used are really nice to the touch, and I have lots of space. I'm 1.8 meters, and check it out, look at how much knee room I have. Leg room is also very adequate. Now, there is a mostly flat floor, but the center console does jut out a bit, which does compromise the leg room of the middle seat passenger, but it really is quite a small issue, because check this out, look at how much headroom I have. It's a lot, and unless you're carrying a whole bunch of basketballers back here, that is not going to be an issue for any of your passengers. And for extra comfort, you have, of course, your individual air vents for your rear passengers, as well as heated seats for the rear, which is always a nice touch to see, and you have your own temperature controls at the bottom there. Now, in the middle, you have your armrest and cup holders, and if you needed more through storage from the boot, you can always lower this center bit to get lots of space through the cabin of the Q6. And if you have children, well, there are ISOFIX anchor points on either side, so you can put your child seats back here and your whole family can enjoy the luxuriousness of the Q6 e-tron. So here we are in the front seats of the Q6 e-tron, and this is the business end. This is where Audi have pulled out all the stops to make sure you get the nicest cockpit you can have in your Audi. So like on the exterior, I also get, with the Edition 1 package, the S-Line interior, which means I get this S-Line Sport steering wheel with the flat top and the flat bottom, and I also have the S-Line Sport seats, which are both, of course, electrically adjustable and heated as well. Now with the higher spec Edition 1 variant, you also get the Bang & Olufsen premium sound system, which sounds great, and you can play your tunes through, of course, the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also get the heads-up display, and check this out, this is new for the Q6 e-tron, passenger display, which is an additional display for your front passenger to be able to browse the net, watch YouTube, or they can keep up to date with the navigation instructions of the journey you're currently on. Now, much like we saw on the A5, Audi has also moved all of the controls that used to be here onto the door, which now leaves everything right at the tip of your fingers for easy access for things like your mirror controls, your lighting controls, as well as your door locks. Now, as we come back to the main bit of the cabin, you can see the touch-sensitive buttons on the multifunction steering wheel that, of course, adjust your media controls, as well as to configure the 11.9-inch virtual cockpit driver display right here. And you have, of course, your 14.5-inch curved display for all of your main car functions, as well as to adjust your settings. Your aircon controls are also located in this screen. Now, in the center console, you have a nice deep cubby in the front, as well as under the armrest to put your various knickknacks. You also have, funnily enough, a real cigarette lighter. I haven't seen one of these in forever, and I think it's quite funny that on a car as modern and as technologically progressive as the Q6 e-tron, you still have a physical cigarette lighter. I think that's an interesting touch. You also have, of course, your Type-C USB ports, as well as the slot for wirelessly charging your phone. Now, I guess all that's left to do is to get this car out on the road and see how she drives. So now we are driving the Q6 e-tron, and this is a pretty good drive. Right off the bat, this thing has a lot of power. This thing has about 380 horsepower and around 580 Newton meters of torque. And because this is the dual motor quattro variant, this thing rockets off the line, especially when you put your foot to the floor. This thing will do 0 to 100 in 5.9 seconds, which really is nothing to scoff at. It is fast, and it feels like it as well. Now, one of the things I've been really impressed by with this Q6 e-tron is its handling, because this is a 2.3 ton large SUV, and it handles surprisingly well. Now, of course, all the batteries are in the floor of the car, which makes the center of gravity really low, but you can feel the air suspension working overtime to make this car, heavy and large as it is, corner surprisingly flat. It has the handling capabilities of a car much smaller and much lighter than this actually is, and I'm really quite impressed. So one of the other cool features on the interior of this Q6 e-tron is this wraparound light bar that goes the whole width of the dashboard. Now, this is one for ambient lighting, which is always very nice in an Audi. Two, this doubles up as an interactive light bar. So for example, when I put the signals on, the corresponding side lights up in green to let me know that my signal is on. It's just a little extra touch. And when I plug in the car to charge, this wraparound light bar becomes something of a battery level indicator. It lights up like a battery bar to show you how much battery is in your car. Now, because the Q6 e-tron runs 800 volt architecture, that means that even though I have a 100 kilowatt hour battery, it's a big battery, I can charge this car at up to 270 kilowatts on a, of course, compatible DC fast charger. That means I can get from 10 to 80% of my battery in just 20 minutes, which is remarkable, and it is a welcome addition to the Q6 e-tron, and I think one a lot of the customers will be very pleased to have. Now, of course, you're not going to be hammering your car around all of our Singapore city roads, and the air suspension does a great job of keeping the car very pliable, very, very comfortable. The ride quality is fantastic, and of course, being fully electric, it's quiet. The sound insulation is great, and you can just sit here and relax and enjoy the music instead from, of course, the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And if you don't really feel like driving the car yourself, well, you can activate the adaptive cruise control like I've just done and let the car drive for you. If you're in a traffic jam, this is my favorite feature because it takes away all of the headache and all of the stress of driving, and you can throw it to Audi to settle it for you. Now, of course, being a full EV, you can also adjust the level of regenerative braking you want through the pedals on the back of the steering wheel, so you can have it slight regen, medium regen, or you can also toggle full one-pedal drive mode by using the drive selector switch down here. Now, some people might say that this car and cars like this give off soccer mom vibes. But you know what, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because think about it for a second. That means that a parent is willing to trust the lives of their children and of course their whole family in the hands of this car. And I think I definitely feel that way about the Q6 e-tron, because I trust Audi's build quality. I think the Q6 in and of itself is a great product, and I have faith in the ADAS systems, and I have faith that this is going to be able to safely and reliably transport my family day in and day out. And especially in this Edition 1 trim, I think I'll look pretty cool while doing it. So if you're in the market for a premium mid-size SUV and you're of the eco-conscious variety, then perhaps your search is over. The Q6 e-tron combines good looks, good tech, good driving dynamics, and of course the kind of build quality that only Audi can offer into one appealing package. So I present to you the Audi Q6 e-tron. As always, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.
Motorist.